think it's really important to take a good look at your budget of what you have to go and buy food or for amenities outside of the house, and also to plan what you're going to buy when you go to the supermarket. A tip I've always heard is never go to the supermarket hungry, because it makes you want to buy a lot more stuff that you don't actually need. So plan ahead, write a list, shop in several different supermarkets if needs be to get the best value for your money. But I would really recommend batch cooking a lot of food, freezing what you can, investing in travel cups or flasks that can keep your food warm till lunchtime, and try and avoiding the traps of the speedy fast food convenience stores.
My top money saving tip is to understand firstly what you are spending over a month and try to budget for those certain things that you may spend. So things like parking, things like food, grocery shopping and so on and so forth. Those are things that you will expect to spend money on in the month. So have a good idea of how much money you're going to spend on them and how much you're going to budget for them before you actually go out there and spend all of that money. So you have an understanding before you've even spent that money, how much money you have left.
So I think as food is one of the biggest expenses for anyone basically, but learning how to budget around food as a student, I would say that it's really important, and one of the things I found most useful is to actually meal prep and plan your meals in advance, as then you don't actually go into the store just grabbing everything you see on the shelf, but you actually have a plan and you know what you want and what you need to get. And then you can actually work around your expenses, because then you can actually see how much you're going to spend, and to see, especially if you're getting a loan or if you're working part-time, you can see how much it will come out of your paycheck and how much you will have left at the end of the month. So I think that is one of the most useful things around food, to actually make a plan and see how it goes.
Just to use your student abilities really. If you want to get to a hairdresser or something, they tend to do them really cheap, both for men and women. Get a bus pass or a train pass, because as a student you get a discount as well. There's also different apps for food that's too good to go. Some places tend to give them up for free if you're willing to pick them up, or just pay a very small cost towards it. So I think that's quite big.
There's breakfast served from 7:30 to around 10-ish in the old Cakes and Bakes, where there's sandwiches and there's also some fruit juices for you. And for all of the students, there's also soup that's served in the 5th floor cafe in Summer Row from 3 to 4 for free. So if you're really struggling, and you know, you can always just pop in there and just have a look if it's something that you might like. Keep an eye out on the Maltings Instagram. I know it goes really fast on there, but there's always opportunities for some free food. There was donuts, there used to be muffins for us all the time. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more opportunities to save money like that.
From my own experience, I would suggest all students to sign up with a Unitemps, because Unitemps is a temp recruitment agency whom you can find temporary assignments with, and the most important part that the majority of these assignments are within the university areas, so you could help out, for example, in the catering area of the university, or you can actually go to the hired office, which is located at the ground floor of Mosque House, or additionally you can sign up via their website as well.
Because I get public transport into the city centre, an 18 to 25-year-old Railcard, so you get a third off all of your tickets, which helps you save a lot of money in the long run, because you're going to have to pay to come in anyway. So it's worth paying that £30 up front fee for the digital railway card, and then you get those discounts throughout the whole year, especially in the first and second year of my degree. Because COVID kicked in the second year, I used to have a lot of spare clothing. Obviously going out, being a student, you buy different items to go out in, but you never really seem to wear them again, so they kind of just take up space in the closet. So I would either sell that on Depop or eBay, or even things like Gumtree or Spock, just to make extra money and to recycle, and just to take up, so I get more space in my house as well, because otherwise it's just full of random bits and bobs that I'm never going to wear again.
Another tip from me about budgeting your money would be actually putting a cap on your cards that you are using when you are going out in social settings around Birmingham. It is a very, very useful thing. I know how students can go and tap their card absolutely everywhere before they realise that their money's actually run out. And if you do need more money, then that will prompt you to go to the cash point. We say in the business world, cash is king, and I believe that fully. Again, if you are going out into a social setting, or if you are going for a day out with the university, let's say, in a residential, then it is good to have a budget there and maybe have cash instead of your card. When you have cash, you can't spend over that budget. So it is a great thing to have. Take a trip to the cash point. We do have some points around UCB and one in UCB as well. So if you can find a cash point, that's a great thing to do.
The Guild of Students, we have a load of different things going on. We run real cheap socials as well. We're doing a load of £1 socials. And if you just make sure you're following our Instagram, you're going to see events happening every single week. We are running a give what you can, take what you need essentials drive, and that's actually including free fruit that's been donated by the university, so you can take as much as you like of that. And it's just really one thing we want to advise is don't be afraid. It's totally fine, people struggle, and that's one major thing that the Guild want you to know is that we're here to support you. So it doesn't matter if it's money or academic, we're going to try our best to help you with what we can. Societies are a great way to get in for cheap socials, and we do work with a lot of companies to get cheaper student deals for you. So like, obviously use your uni days and stuff, but make sure you just keep an eye on what we're posting and come talk to us every so often, because we'll be keeping you updated and stuff like that.
Prepare yourself for the budgetary and make sure you open a bank account as soon as you come here and get yourself enrolled, because that would be helpful. And try to manage your expenses with proper budgetary, like try to note down the expenses you are doing, because for the first few months you might not know how the pound works and how the currency depending on your country. So that would be the first challenge you will be facing.
More from a banking perspective, we know how cards can be used quite a lot in this day and age, and maybe using some of the tips and tricks from the banks which they advise, like automating some of your payments. So when a big payment like student finance does come in, that your payments are actually going out to the things that you need and maybe to those budgets that you've assigned.
When you get your Kickstart balance, I think it's very tempting to go on the website and have a shopping spree, where I think if you kind of took stock a little bit, had time to think about what you actually need for your studies, and if you don't need to use it all for your studies, then reserve a bit of a balance to use on campus, especially with the limits now being taken off, that you can utilise it for food when money might be tight one week, or reserve a little bit of a balance, and then when you're needing that support, it's there to help you.
There's sanitary products available at uni, at every single bathroom. There's also some at the nurse's office and near that in the guild space, and there's some in the maltings as well. So we all know that it might be really, really hard to keep, up with that, but there's always opportunities on where you can go and where you can find them.
Talk to us. That's all you need to know. We'll be able to tell you everything after that, but we can't help you unless you ask for help. And it might not be us directly. We might signpost you to student services or a different department, but just talk to us and we'll help you.
We are here in student services to give you advice and support. There are lots of things that we can help with, so you don't need to feel alone if you're worried about money or how your budget is going to stretch further. We can help you. There's lots of support on offer, so don't be worried about coming to talk to us, and don't leave it until things have got really difficult. You can come at any time. You can get in touch with us by email, you can call us, and you can actually drop in to see us. We're available in the ground floor of the Link building, and we're there to help. So despite the pressures on your finances and the rising cost of living, don't forget that Student Services is here for you whenever you need us.